I see she has a lot of supporters already in the chat. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show Miss Joy L. Jackson. She's running for Miami-Dade County School Board, District 1. Hey, Miss Joy.
Hey,
Oh, and I'm so happy we got that audio together, girl. Hey.
hey.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for your patience today. And we're gonna jump right into it because I want to be mindful of your time. And yeah, so are you ready to go?
I am ready. I'm ready.
Yes. Let's
Yes,
go.
do it. Let's
So
do it.
as we start all of our interviews, we like to introduce the candidates. So tell us about yourself and why you're running for Miami-Dade County School Board. What personal, professional, or community experience have prepared you to serve the students, families, and teachers and staff of District 1?
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for having me here. I wasn't, hey, after that Facebook, I wasn't sure if we
Wait,
that,
wait. Should we tell them what we talking about? Just a quick sidebar. Just a quick sidebar. So, Miss Joy team, it was raining down at an event, and Miss Joy team left a flyer on my car and a couple of other people's car. And I said, now, why would they do this? And so I took a picture, made a funny post about it. However, if you actually know neatly, I was like, I'm gonna give her I know I'm making like jest of it, but I'm giving her a little mini commercial. And a lot of people are like, who is this? And I'm pretty sure they started looking you up and stuff like that. So I'm like, even though I'm making fun of it, I'm also too gonna give her some, promo on my page. So it was all fun. I wasn't upset, but I was concerned, like, why was this on my I'm like, look, long as it came off my window, but I'm actually honestly glad that happened because I was able to connect with you and your team, and now you're on the show. So, everything happens for a reason.
amen. That's true. All things work together for good. My name is Joy L. Jackson, and I'm excited to be a part of your show. I had not heard about you before, but now I have, and I know that you have uh, many supporters. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invite. My name is Joy L. Jackson, and I am a teacher. I've been teaching for 51 years, and it's been a
Wow.
journey. It's been a journey. I grew up here in Miami-Dade County, elementary through high school, college, masters, postmasters, all of that, and so my desire, my first teaching experience was in Homestead. And
Mm,
I drove like 76 miles a day to go to work. But the drive did not deter me. It drove me to become better. I grew up in a home of siblings over town. I'm a towner for life. I'm a towner. And my mother instilled that we go to school. We grew up in a home where my mom, I would watch her and I say, Mother, why are you not eating? She said, because I want you all to eat.
mm.
I grew up with servitude in my heart, watching my mom take care of us. All of my siblings attended college. Everybody graduated from college except one. I have two brothers that played professional football. Larry Little for the Miami Dolphins. He played on the
Oh, okay.
undefeated team. And David Little, my younger brother, he played for Pittsburgh for 14 years. So hard work is not something that is strange to the Little household because this is how we grew up. We grew up working hard, striving for the better, striving to helping others. So as an educator for over half a century, it is
Wow. Black don't crack.
it is in me, and what I I love what I do. As an educator, it is my responsibility and duty as a public school teacher to be a part of what was happening, not only in the classroom, but in the neighborhoods. At one point, and I was teaching at an EBD center school, and that's emotional behavioral disturbed students. And all of my students have IEPs, all of them have 504s. And there was an occasion that we had psychiatrists housed in my building, and they were afraid to give the medication to the student because their parents would take it and use it. I had to know the background, the community, what my students were going through at night. I had students going to sleep with gunshots, not
Mm,
a parent singing a lullaby, but gunshots, living in areas that were drug infested. I understood the struggle because this is where I came from, the struggle. Why am I running for school board? I'm running for school board because, first of all, I'm a servant and I'm also a pastor. And servitude is within me. I have a passion for students to be better. But right now, public schools are in trouble. I don't know if many of the listeners know just how much trouble public schools are facing right now. We are facing school closures. We are facing cohabitations. We are facing teachers not having the resources many times of what they may need. We are facing a time where students are no longer coming to school. Dade County last year had a deficit of about 6 to 7,000 students. This year, that deficit is elevating maybe to 8,000. Where are the students? Charter and private schools do not have all of them. Parents are afraid through immigration to bring their students, their children, to school. This is the area that we're living in. So if buildings are empty, that means that teachers will either be surplused or dismissed. And I
mm.
know the superintendent that we have at this present time, he stated that there will not be any teachers losing their positions. But the more the deficit of student population occur, no one is safe. People at the district are not safe. Doing testing, I don't know how many may understand or realize that doing testing, there were not enough substitutes because to handle teacher coverage for testing.
Well, Miss Joy,
Yes.
so just so we could get to all of the questions,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
you're kind of like speaking to some of the topics, so I just want to make sure that we could get to them, okay?
So
But is there
sorry.
are you
Uh,
finished talking about your
I,
qualifications and
I, I
everything that you wanted to
apologize.
say?
Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, just so you could get to, all of our questions. Okay. You got a lot of supporters in the comments. Joy run what are they saying? Joy run for
It
it.
is Run
What
Jordan.
what's the joy for it? Joy for District 1. No, no, it was a little hashtag. No, joy run, joy, run. That's what they were saying. Run, joy, run. I love it. I love it. So let's get to the next question because you'll be able to break down some of these things of what you're saying. Um, Many voters aren't entirely sure what a school board member actually does. In your own words, what is the role of a Miami-Dade County school board member, and what do you believe are the most important responsibilities of that position?
Okay. I believe I did get the question, but you were breaking up at one point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I'll repeat the question for you. Can you hear me now? Is it good?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Uh, Many voters aren't entirely sure what a school board member actually does. In your own words, what is the role of a Miami-Dade County school board member, and what do you believe are the most important responsibilities of that position?
Okay, okay. A school board member provides educational leadership to the community, including the development and implementation of the community vision and long-range plans, close collaboration with principals, teachers, the community, other staff, and especially parents. We set district policies, school-wide policies, and annual goals. What we tie the community, school, parents, students together to make one vision. And we have long and short range goals and plans for educating our students. Some of our, we must have our priorities in place of how and what we are going to do. You see, the school board member, we develop the policy. We have policy and vision, and the superintendent, he acts as the administrator over that. The vision and policy should always be based upon student achievement. Everything always go back to the student.
Thank you. And what do you believe is the most important responsibilities of that position?
The most important policy is paramount because the school board member sets the policies for how the district is going to conduct itself. But the student, everything that the school board does, it has to reflect back to the student. You see that every decision made by the school board, it affects the student, the family, the employees, everyone throughout the district. So what I would do, I'm going to be a strong advocate for District 1, and I have to listen to the concerns of the parents, the teachers, students, community members. And then what happens with that school board member, we bring all of these voices back to the board. And then decisions will be made based on what is the best course of action for the student. What is the best? So as the length of time that I have been doing what I've been doing for over a century, experience has brought me to the table that every school must be supported and needs must be met in order for those schools to succeed. And let me put this in also. This is a vision that I really have to be as a school board member.
We'll get to that. So Joy,
I'm sorry.
because
I'm
it's
so
not even
patient. Go ahead.
It's not even that. I just want you to be able to get to all of your questions. So if you could try to get them answered within like a minute, 2 minutes, just so you could get to, because a lot of the things you're saying, we have questions for it. So I just
Okay.
want you to be, and I want it to be fair for all of the candidates. So, and I just don't want to have to like cut it off. You already know, like we're running a little bit behind. So that's the only reason why. And I hate to even feel like I'm rushing you, but I just want to make sure that you're able to answer all the questions and that we're able to get our next candidate on. So is that okay?
Of
Oh,
course.
okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. But I
Of
just
course.
want to make sure you get to it. Everything. District 1 has experienced years of strong academic performance under Dr. Steve Gallen III's leadership, with many schools earning A grades and the district benefiting from a number of student and community initiatives. If elected, what parts of Dr. Steve Gallen's legacy would you work to preserve, and what changes or new priorities would you bring to the district?
Thank you for the question. I will continue with the student of the month, and that is something that each school have one student per month to come, and it's an awards assembly for students, and then the town hall where the community can come and speak, and they can talk about what it is that the good, the bad, and the ugly. That I will keep. Something that I would like to implement would be to find ways of having one of the top 10 schools in Dade County be in District 1. There's not
Mm,
one top 10 county, not one top 10 school um, in the county in District 1. You have, and there are only two public schools that made the list. The
oh,
others,
wow.
the others are charter and private schools. So that would be one of my major goals to have one of District 1 students, schools in one of the top 10 in Dade County.
I think that's a worthy goal because I didn't know that we didn't have any top 10 schools. So thanks for sharing that. My next question is Miami-Dade County Public Schools, like many districts across the county, continues to face teacher shortages and challenges in recruiting and retaining educators. And, as an educator yourself, I know you can really speak to this. What strategies would you support to attract, support, and retain high quality teachers and school employees?
That's the $1 million question. First of all, teachers need to be paid. Insurance. Whenever we go to negotiations, the top two tiers, teacher pay, insurance, respect, and enough resources to be able to teach their class. Autonomy. Teachers want autonomy, that you don't have to teach to a test, but you teach the students, because teaching to a
Mm,
test does not provide the true education that our students need. I'm grateful that the state of Florida has now re-implemented cursive writing back into the curriculum,
that
because
part.
I, our students did not know how to sign a check. They would print their name or they would scribble something. They do not understand how to read cursive writing. So that I will bring back. I'm glad that that is brought back to the district of cursive handwriting. So those are things that I will be looking towards to do. I'm really passionate about bringing a top tier school back to into District 1.
Gotcha. Thank you. Um, School choice continues to be one of the biggest education debates in Florida. What are your views on charter schools, private school vouchers, and school choice? How do you believe these policies impact traditional public schools, and what role should the school board play in ensuring every child has access to a high quality education?
Miami-Dade public schools is the best choice that any parent can have. Miami-Dade County Public Schools provides everything that is needed and some. We have the electives. We have the technology. What have happened with vouchers? Charter, there are some charter and private school, and I can't say all of them, but there are some that they are not mandated under the same criterion as public schools. You have teachers that are not certified. You have principals that only thing you needed was a master's degree. It did not matter had you been trained in leadership or not. Just obtain a master's degree, and that is your qualification to be a principal. You have unqualified people teaching courses that they need help in themselves.
Mm,
With the voucher system and with this, that 9,000 and some odd dollars, yes, schools are taking that. And there are times that the school will send the child back to the public school because they cannot handle the discipline. Now, Dade County have to sue charter schools companies to get the money back because they are not relinquishing the money by themselves.
mm,
What's the money should follow the child. And many times the monies do not. Schools keep the money and send the child back to a Dade County school. And then when they get back, there are times that they're so far behind that because public schools are going to stay on that curriculum, there are some, I'm not saying all of them, but some private and charter schools are, because they are not mandated to take the same asinine tests that Dade County school students have to take, the FAST, one a quarter. They are not mandated to do that. So therefore, when they send the kids back, they are so far behind. What will a board member do? This thing of charter and voucher system, this is something that Tallahassee has done. We've got
mm,
to vote the people out of Tallahassee. We want it to be better. People must go to the polls and vote, and stop voting against yourselves, but vote for your interest. And if we want our children with a top-notch education, public schools is the choice to go.
Thank you. Thank you for breaking that down. Um, my next question is, some Miami-Dade schools are facing declining enrollment while others continue to grow. How should the school board respond to lower enrollment, and what factors do you believe are contributing to these changes?
Wow. Lower enrollment, many, uh, the neighborhoods are changing. You have, there's some schools, if they had a high um, Hispanic or Mexican population or immigrant population, those schools have lost so many students because of
Mm,
parents being afraid to send their kids to school. It's not about so much as charter and private schools do play a factor, but God knows with this immigration, we have lost a lot of students. It is to the place now that Broward is advertising, sending mailers for neighborhoods in North Dade County that you can send your child to a Broward school. They're also sending them to West Palm Beach. This is just how bad it is. That this tri-county area, they are now trying to pull from each county to gain attendance in their schools. This is happening right now. This is just how bad it is. For me, instead of closing some of these elementary schools, you could have a smaller teacher ratio. There are some private schools have 8-to-1 teacher ratio, that you have 8 students and a teacher. Believe me, a teacher will have more time to spend with each child with a better education, better knowledge with a smaller ratio, but
mm.
they're closing the schools.
You. And you kind of just spoke on this about like immigration and some of the ICE issues we've been having. We've heard concerns from educators and families that immigration enforcement and fears surrounding ICE have affected student attendance and enrollment in some communities. What impact, if any, do you believe that has had on Miami-Dade County Public Schools? And how should the district support students and families while remaining in its legal responsibilities?
In Homestead, they had a huge Mexican population, huge. The school where I first started teaching, Redondo Elementary,
Mhm.
in Homestead, every year we received tons of Mexican students because they followed the crops. That program has now closed because of ICE.
Mm,
Parents were afraid to send their kids to school. In fact, they were afraid to come outside. That's just how bad it was down there. On
mm,
northern end, it's getting, it's going to get just as horrendous to some other nationalities of ICE coming and knocking on doors. Now, Dade County had placed that they were not allowed to come into the school building to try to take a child out. But a child walking to school, a parent walking with that child to school, they become fair game. What
mm,
what can Dade County uh, do as a school board member is to ensure that policies are in place, that our children are protected, that continue do not allow an ICE agent inside of a Dade County school building. Even on the property, they can't touch them. Once they reach the property, they can't touch them. That's a safe zone. So
mm,
this is just how bad it is, and the reason why numerous amount of students are no longer enrolled. And I continue to say, where are the children? They couldn't have just disappeared off the face of this planet. 8,000 more students They are
Mm,
projecting not to be enrolled in Dade County School. Dade County, the third largest school system in the nation. The third, not the fourth, not fifth, the third. Where are the students?
thank you. Thank you for sharing that. My next question is beyond academics, students are facing challenges related to mental health, school safety, absenteeism, and preparing for college and careers. Which of these issues, or another issue, if I didn't mention it, would be your top priority, and what specific actions would you take to address it?
Mental illness is on the rise. And I believe that Tears uh, had an item on the school board of conflict resolution that in our schools, because like I was stated, the type of school that I talk about, um, it's
Um, Joy, where you're breaking up a little bit. I just want to audience, does she sound good on your end? Because it's breaking it up on my end. So I just want to give her opportunity to make sure that we can hear her full answer. So is
oh,
she good on give me some thumbs up in the chat if we're good on the audio for Joy. Joy, can you give us a quick test and 1, 2?
testing, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
Mic check. Okay. Is she she was breaking up Val. And you're better now for us, Joy.
Is it
Um,
okay? I'm not sure.
yeah, you're good now. It was breaking up a little bit. But I'll repeat the question for you, just so you can have a fresh start. Beyond academics, students are facing challenges related to mental health, school safety, absenteeism, and preparing for college and careers. Which of these issues, or another issue, if not mentioned, would be your top priority, and what specific actions would you take to address it?
I believe one of I would think school attendance, because a child cannot learn if they don't come to school.
Mm,
And their parents, the curriculum now, many of our parents do not understand the curriculum to even help their children with homework. Therefore, attendance is a priority. Attendance means that they're safe. Attendance means that they are being loved. Attendance means because an educator is more than an educator. An educator becomes a mom, a dad, an uncle, um, a food provider, bringing clothes. We do it all. And once a child feels safe with that adult, they want to come. But there are times that outside factors keep students at home. So, but once they get to the building, attendance is paramount for me, because this is how they are educated. This is where they're shown love. This is where they learn how to interact with their peers. They learn how to share. Um, they learn in pre-K how to share a toy, how to become friends in pre-K. So attendance would be paramount for me. And how would I address that? How would I address absenteeism? I would begin to have not only have the community specialists to go to homes, but I would begin to walk and knock on some doors myself. I would show up. And and this is the thing. We must show up. We must show parents and students that we actually do care. I agree with something your previous guest said, because as I was walking, one of the people that I was speaking with, this young man said, "You're the first person I've seen come." He said, "So I'm gonna
mm,
vote for you because you showed up." He said, "I'm voting for you because you are walking these streets. I'm voting for you because I see you." And we
mm,
have to show up. This is one of the areas that I believe that we can do better in showing up, not just at the big times, not just at the state championship, but show up just to show up, to find out, how are you? Is there anything that I can do to help? And this is what I believe would be paramount in helping with attendance. If not just the community specialists that go to the homes, but have a board member knock on that door and say,
Mm,
I see that your child have not been in school, and I'm here to see what I can do to help you ensuring that he gets back to school. That's what I would do. I would do that. It's needed.
mm.
It's needed.
Um, Switching gears a little bit, I would like to ask you about this, especially as an entrepreneur. So I would love to know your thoughts on this. Should students have more access to financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and life skills? And if so, what would that look like?
Of course, yes, they should. There should be courses in that, starting in elementary school with entrepreneurship, developing a business mind. And the reason why I say that is because all students will not attend college. There are business minded students right now. If a student know how to formulate and be the leader of a game, that's leadership. That's showing that that student know how to put something together. Entrepreneurship is very much important in our school system, beginning, like I first stated, in elementary. What does it look like? It looks like having the right personnel to head that program. And that program should begin with students. And what it will do is also help with math skills. It would help with their thinking, critical thinking skills. It will ensure that students know how to count, how to write a check, how to make a business ledger, how to fill out applications, because all of this is vital. Every student will not be a Rhodes Scholar, but they can own a business. They can
Mm.
start, kids started with just a lemonade stand. That's starting a business. Yes, it should start. Yes, I agree with that.
Thank you. And my final question: why should the voters of District 1 trust you with their vote? Please tell voters how they should, support your campaign as well and how they can follow you on social media. But before we get into that, tell the voters in District 1 why they should trust you with their vote.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. And thank you for allowing me to be on your show. I'm glad I met you.
Of course.
The people of District 1 should vote for me because for 51 years, I have been doing it. 51 years, I've been not only teaching, not only mentoring, but being a part of the community, being a part of their family. My parents, they know they can call me. If my parents can, I am an accessible individual and I love what I do. I know that through my experience with 51 years, I have seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've experienced the ugly. I've learned from each of those areas what it takes to make it happen. I look at the former board members and see how they have structured their policy making. I'm looking at, because I attend board meetings, I'm listening to what they're saying. And most important, I listen to what they are not saying. I would measure my my goals by looking at my students, looking at the community, looking at the needs of the people, and getting the job done. As I forestated, I am a music teacher, or I was a music teacher. I just retired.
Oh, congratulations.
I was 51 years. Thank you. And what I did to bring parents together, I had a breakfast for ESE parents, a support group that they can come and express their hurt, their pain, their fears, their joys. I would like to bring this across Dade County that parents can come. This is not the PTA, this is not the ESAC, but a support group for parents, whether they're Gen Ed or ESC, IND, ASD, it doesn't matter. But just bringing parents together one by one to hear their needs and bring community and stakeholders together. This is what I would do as a board member. I would make sure the policies are in alignment for student achievement. Policies are in alignment for teacher retention, for teacher salary growth, for everyone that's a part because of the village. And I know many times we just talk about teachers, but paraprofessionals, clerical, security monitors, cafeteria workers, principals, this is what it's going to take. And I know by working in that system, I could have been a principal. I was asked numerous times, I went to training, but my heart was in the foxhole where students actually needed someone that cared. And I am that one that care for the people, the community, the homeless, those that feel left behind and left out, because we will not level down in District 1, we will level up, and we will level up to the top. My name is Joy, and I know they put run Joy run because I run in the morning. I run every morning. So I'm running for school board District 1, and I know that I am the best choice for that seat. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Come on, run, Joy, run in the comments. Give me some applause in the comments. Thank you so much, Joy. Real quick, let people know how they can support you, how they can find your website, donate, social media, all the things, how they can connect with you. And if somebody from your team could put your website in the chat for me real quick, well, I'll make sure I put that on the screen.
Right. They can put how to give in the chat, please, because I have it on this. But I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, and you can contact me either way. And someone will put it on the chat how to give. I think they're putting it on the chat now. But thank you so much. Thank you. And I really appreciate you. I've wanted to meet you ever since that night. But
Yeah.
thank
We
you.
actually were, I
I
didn't know.
apologize.
No, 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 you good, you good. Please don't apologize. I'm real silly and I be doing the most. So don't don't take it no way. And we actually were in the same room at Rep Johnson's, not Rep Johnson, Rep Felicia Robinson's event last week, but I didn't get a chance to come over to you introduce myself at the time. I think you by the time I looked up after talking, you were gone. But we actually
Oh,
were in the same room recently because I
oh,
heard you
wow.
speaking at her
Oh,
town hall.
wow. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you. And just give me the nobody has put the website in the chat. So oh,
They
here it
did
is. I see something for payment. PayPal, Joy L. Jackson for the campaign. Okay, so if you guys want to donate, and you guys can follow her on social media. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to all of our candidates who have come on tonight and your patience. I'm gearing up for my next guest. I'm gonna bring her on the screen. If she gives me a thumbs up, we'll get ready to go. But thank you so much, Miss Joy, for coming on. I appreciate you, and we got to meet in person.
Yes, we do. God bless.
Yes. Good night.